A zombie Tory government is on the prowl this Halloween, and they're looking for brains, as no one of them has an idea how to run the country. With historic by-election defeats this month in Tamworth, seeing a 23.9% swing to Labour, and mid-Bedfordshire, where the invisible woman Nadine Dorries was unceremoniously ousted by Labour's Alistair Strathern, securing a swing of 20.5% in the constituency that's had a Tory MP since 1939, with Labour overturning a 24,664 seat majority, representing Labour's biggest by-election swing since 1945 to secure victory in a constituency they have never held. The Tory party conference was held in Manchester earlier this month, and the annual political equivalent of a black mass went true to form, with Rishi Sunak using the occasion to sacrifice the northern half of HS2 at the altar, proving the Tory levelling up agenda and northern powerhouse policies were nothing but an apparition. Alongside U-turning on the country's commitment to net zero, I suppose the hellish scenes of fire and brimstone across the world this summer would have little impact on a political party birthed in the depth of hell. Sunak is now being haunted by the return of the party's own Uncle Fester, Boris Johnson, who, as well as announcing a new role at the ghoulish GB News, takes centre stage once again as the COVID inquiry shines a light on the macabre discussions at the heart of government in the early days of the pandemic, with Johnson allegedly adopting an angel of death approach to crisis management, with it being revealed yesterday via the notes from Johnson's private secretary Imran Shafi that Johnson asked, "Why are we destroying the economy for people who will die soon anyway?" in a meeting with then Chancellor Rishi Sunak in March 2020. The claim has been branded horrific by bereaved families and may prove an appropriate cherry on the demonic cake that is Tory party rule since 1979, where the aim of the game was always protecting business elites over the health, well-being and lives of communities across the UK. Yesterday's hearing also presented WhatsApp messages from Cabinet Secretary Simon Case, with the government's most senior civil servant bemoaned Johnson's leadership, claiming he changed strategic direction every day as the crisis unfolded. In the messages dated from late 2020, Chase wrote, "He, Johnson, cannot lead, and we cannot support him in leading with this approach. The government's sleepy and hollow-headed leadership potentially having needlessly costed the lives of thousands of ordinary people, as we failed to lock down in time despite the evidence of what was to come as the virus ripped through Italy, dragging us through the crisis with all the direction of a headless horseman. The return of the inquiry and each new piece of evidence proving sicker and darker than the most gruesome Stephen King novel. But the undead government limps on as families across the country are suffering the worst cost of living crisis in living memory and the highest tax burden since World War II. Tory's own Quirinus Quirrell, Jeremy Hunt, unleashed today a treat for the super rich city bankers, officially scrapping the cap on bankers' bonuses brought in during the 2008 financial crisis to end the casino-style trading that almost tipped the world into a 21st century Great Depression, enacting a policy first conjured up by the Wicked Witch of the Westminster, Liz Truss, who flew into number 10 on her libertarian broomstick and swiftly turned the country's economy into a frog. Ending the bonus limit introduced while we were part of the EU, long suspected as one of the ghostly unspoken motivations for Brexit, the big trick the rich played on the rest of the UK. This is what taking back sovereignty was really all about. The question now is, when will this 13-year Tory government slasher movie end? Sunak claimed he knew the public did not want a general election. What followed was the Tamworth and Mid-Bed's chainsaw massacre, historic by-election results as power finally swings away from the dark side, with 2024 looking even more spooky than 2023. The economy in terminal decline and public services literally crumbling. A clear message has been sent that the public is calling for a priest to end the demonic possession that is Tory rule. That is Tory